Hi you guys, it's me. I'm back again. I'm here in Mexico and people here are having such a good time. There are a lot of big crypto community here, a lot of people that are kind of tired of what's going on in the world that are here, kind of escaping from all that. So there's a big community of those kinds of people here. So anyways, that's Mexico. So this video is a bit of a difficult video for me to do, and I wasn't even sure if I should do it because I'm kind of right in the middle of it. But I thought I'll do it anyways. So being on the Breatharian path, you guys already know how I feel about the vaccine and how it's been rolled out and all that stuff. So I won't go into the details about that because you probably already resonate with me and my views about the vaccine. So we'll skip that. It was always happening out there somewhere, and I was like, okay, that's going on out there, and I try to insulate myself from it. Just kind of doing my stuff and saying, okay, that's happening out there. And then it started getting closer and closer to home. So then now, like, my family members started getting it, getting the vaccine. And so basically, it was my son and I that had not gotten it. And the other day, my son came to me and he told me he wanted to get the vaccine. So my son is 20 years old and very healthy. He's like a vegan, very careful about what he eats, all that. And he told me he wanted to get the vaccine. Now, needless to say, I was completely devastated. And I tried to talk him out of it. I tried to tell him, how it's experimental and how it's, brought out like for emergency use only. And he was like, no, I don't want to wait. So then I said, okay, well, you know what? Another angle, let me try. So I said, well, you know what? In the past, before I woke up to what's happening with the vaccines, I had vaccinated him. And he had an adverse reaction to one of the vaccines when he was younger. So I told him, I said, you're very sensitive to vaccines and say that it's all safe and you go with the mainstream view that it's safe and effective. Even if it's safe and effective, he's not just a number, right? I mean, he's been affected by vaccines before, so I'm trying to talk him into this and trying to make him understand that. But I think the brainwashing has gone very deep, and so that's been difficult for me because I am so opposed to it, right? So it's been difficult, and it was always like, okay, like it was my son and I, okay, we can do this, we can hang in there, we don't need to get the vaccine, and now he wants to get it, and it has devastated me. And but in a way, I'm really happy that he actually discussed it with me before going and getting it, because some of his friends basically just went and got it and then told the parents that they got it. So I think some of those parents were devastated because they had the same kind of thinking as I did. So anyways, I'm glad that he did tell me, and I'm glad that I feel like I tried to put in my 2 cents to try to convince him not to get it done or not to take it. And he just, he's just adamant he wants to take it. And so that's been hard for me to kind of digest that. And so how does that relate to my path? Like, why am I talking about this? Because I feel that this path has led me into spirituality. And I feel like the only way for me to actually deal with him or deal with the situation or deal with the world is to have a spiritual approach to it. So I contacted a few friends of mine who are extremely spiritual, and if you guys are watching, you guys know who you are, so thank you so much for your support. But they told me that we're infinite beings, so we'll always exist, whether in this form or another form. And to realize and understand that we probably come here for a reason and a purpose, and his guides are looking after him as my guides are looking after me. And I just feel, I don't know, I haven't been able to communicate and have this relationship with my guides as some of my friends do, but or some people out there do, but I'm trying and developing that. But apparently we all have guides that are guiding us, and then I have to trust that my son also has guides that are guiding him through this life. And so anyways, when I heard this news, I couldn't stop but just keep crying uncontrollably. And so my friend told me that I'm going from a 3D to a more expansive state. This crying kind of lets it all out and allows me to be more expansive. It's a different way of thinking about the whole world, where everything has its reason and its purpose of happening, and we're just, living out our life's purpose and what we came here for, and we should allow others to live out theirs. Not that we should educate them or tell them what we feel, and point to the different directions so they can look at the other side of the coin. But maybe that's not their life's purpose here. So allow each individual to live out their life's purpose. So that's something that I began to kind of embody, and kind of, it's a hard pill to swallow, but I think I've been knocking on the door of spirituality for a while, and I wanted to become more and more in the spiritual world. And I think after my son's news, it's almost like the door opened to spirituality, and now I'm on the other side, and the door behind me just shut, and I have no other choice but to go forward with this way of thinking. And I feel like it's much easier on this side to think in this way than to think in the other way, in the non-spiritual way. So I think a lot of times spirituality does take us through a lot of things that don't make sense. And so anyways, so in these COVID days, I have found myself now more in the spiritual world than ever. So I think it's thanks to my path and thanks to the crisis that's going on around us that has brought me to this even more spiritual place in my life. So just want to let you guys know. Thank you so much for watching.